Hey there, folks. My name's Mike Clark. I'm joined by Dean, the founder here of I'm With You, one of the sponsors here at the Perth Disability Connection Expo. Super pumped to have you here, my friend. Thank you for your ongoing support. Hope it's been a good expo for you.
Amazing, it really has.
Excellent. So, Dean, I know you've got a really particular approach that you use in terms of working with your participants and individuals. Tell me a bit about your background first, in terms of like what have been the issues that you've seen over your 15 plus years within the sector?
Certainly. So, as you know, I'm a registered nurse by trade, so I've been doing that for the last 15 years. And what I've noticed a lot is that with people living with a disability, they're not necessarily spoken down to, but they're told this is what should be done relating to their disability. So, for example, if a person has suffered a spinal cord injury because they fell over or they were in a car accident, then the hospital system will say to them, if you don't have appropriate accommodation post-discharge, then let's apply for specialist disability accommodation. And there's no variances to that, because they want that patient discharged so that they can fill the bed in their rehab.
What issues does this cause for individuals and their families?
Sure. So what it causes is a plethora of different issues. So for the participant, it causes them to essentially feel like, oh, now I've got, for example, this particular disability. This is what I need to get used to. Some of the accommodation providers may or may not allow family members, and they're already dealing with their own trauma. And their own trauma is trying to adapt to, for example, this disability, but also trying to hold on to hope as well. You know, you've got to sort of think to yourself that, if someone's in a car accident, within 5 seconds, their whole world has turned upside down. They can't feed themselves, they can't toilet themselves, they can't have a shower by themselves. Their dignity is taken away. They may have had dreams and hopes to start their own business, for example, and all of that is shattered. And unfortunately, with the grieving process, because there's 5 different emotions in theory, then they all interchange. So one day they could be absolutely on top of the world. They think, yep, I'm going to do the proper rehabilitation. I'm going to be able to walk in. The next day, they want to top themselves because they're so depressed because they're trying to handle what has happened to them.
Totally right. Yeah, and so how has this led you to do what you do? What have you taken from that knowledge base? Because I know that you've got an excellent provider organisation. So how do you use that knowledge and information?
Sure. So with I'm With You, if anyone's listened to the song by Ariel Levine, that's where I've taken it from. So it's, Ariel's singing about, I'm standing at the bridge, I'm waiting in the dark. I don't know who you are, but, take me by the hand, lead me somewhere new. So essentially that's what our business does. We have qualified support workers. We train them up relevant to that particular disability. I've got a client who just last week suffers from complex PTSD, agoraphobia, which is a fear from leaving their home, and borderline personality disorder. And the support worker and the client rang me after the shift and said, we had a great shift. The house is clean. The food, the dinners have been prepped and done, and now we're going out to the pub. And it's like, okay, well, isn't that just any other normal person would do the same thing? And I'm proud of that, because this particular person hasn't left their home for 3 months because of their psychosocial disability.
That's awesome, right? I mean, yeah, it's touching. It's really special. You know, it must. Well done.
Thank you. And this is what the NDI should be all about as well. It's not about dictating to people about their disability. Oh, these are the limitations. It's about, okay, how can we support you in your disability? Because we don't have the disability. I don't know what it's like to have a spinal cord injury. I don't know what it's like to have complex PTSD. But how can we support you so that you can live your best life? You know, and sometimes with that best life might be, for example, oh no, I'm not going to go on holidays because I'm in a wheelchair. You know, well, we can do that. We offer travel services, so you know we take the logistics out of the stress out of booking that holiday, so that all they've got to do is to book the flight, and we arrange everything else for them.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And I think like what I hear when you're talking about what we've spoken about before is about just raising the bar, you know, creating new level standards. You know, what's because we've spoken about this concept of standards. What does standards mean for you?
So this might be my registered nurse's cap going on, but I feel very strongly that if someone's supporting the client, for example, a disability support worker, then they must be qualified. And they should know a little bit about that particular disability as well. You know, you want to know, for example, if someone's got a psychosocial disability, you want to know what their triggers are, because that could make or break how that shift is going. You know, if there's another client that we've got who's completely illiterate, that we take them out into the community wherever they want to go, we'll take them to the library or wherever they want to go, and over a period of time we're actually teaching them how to become a little bit more literate as well. So yeah,
That's awesome. I can sense and feel the passion and your commitment to this, and I'm really pleased we've been able to have this chat, because you are the epitome of what we're aiming to do here with our expos. For us, although we run expos, it's not about expos. It's actually about raising the standards of the sector to create a disability sector that all Australians can be proud of. Because I think that when I first came to this, I don't have a strong background from the disability sector. I got into this because I was pretty horrified at the standards. Pretty frankly, what I learned about the standards. It dawned on me when I created that tagline to create a disability sector that all Australians can be proud of. It dawned on me that most Australians I don't think know how low the standards are of the disability sector. I don't mean that disrespectfully, but I mean that in terms of what some of the things that do go in the past and unnoticed. And so I'm really pumped to have providers, and River is as well, my co-founder, to have organisations like yourself involved in doing what we're doing, so you can help to share some of those best practices. I hope people tuning into this go, hey, listen, I can up my game a little bit too, you know, and if we can all learn from each other and up our game, then we can create a disability sector that all Aussies can be proud of. So thanks, Dean.
thank you so much.
Yeah. Awesome, mate.